Welcome to The Day I Found Myself with host Cynthia Newell. Life is a series of events designed to help us grow and evolve. This inspirational show is about self-discovery, inner healing, and triumph. Let's dive in. Hey everybody, welcome to The Day I Found Myself with your host Cynthia Newell. This month I am dedicating this show to Mother's Day, and so this is part 2 to the day I found myself being a mom. Well, today I am joined by my beautiful mother, Miss Ruth Brown, to just come and share, just for us to talk. I think that my mother and I, we have a very loving, unique, and beautiful relationship. Mm-hmm. And so I wanted to introduce my mom to the world, the woman that's behind the scenes. She does so much to help me to do what I do. And so we're just going to talk. We're going to share. My mother is a woman of wisdom, so I'm going to allow her to share some wisdom that she has learned through the years with you all. And so we're going to take just a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to dive into some delicious conversation. So make sure you join us after the break. Let us help you spread the word about your business, your book, or upcoming event. Expand your reach and market your business with us. We would love to share your message with our viewers. Serious inquiries only. Email me at the email address below, and we will connect with you and discuss the various options we have to promote your business on the show and via social media. All right, welcome back everyone to The Day I Found Myself with your host Cynthia Newell. I am joined here by my beautiful mom, Ruth Brown, and Mom.
Yes.
We have such a beautiful relationship. First, I want you to talk about who you are. Share with the people about who you are, what you love. We'll start with that. What you love, what's important to you. And then we're going to talk about my beloved grandmother. But tell the people about yourself a little bit.
Tell the people about myself. Hi, people. I am a woman of faith. My faith is my foundation. I'm a woman of faith. I love people and family. I love to see family succeed, which family means me. I'm part of the family. I like to see family succeed. I like unity and diversity. I like learning from others who are different from me. I love to learn, ever learning, wanting to learn so I can go higher. Anything in particular? Because I might be not hitting whatever.
No, that's it. I mean, a woman of faith, and she says she's a learner, but she's also a fabulous teacher. Like, she didn't share that part about her. It's so much to our personalities. We forget some things, but like, I love how my mother teaches my daughters, who you all met on the first part 1 of this Mother's Day series. In particular, my youngest daughter, Samantha, she makes a great impression on Samantha with the Word of God, teaching Samantha how to be chaste. That's the word, chase. You know,
she got to be holy.
Yeah, she got to be holy. She checks the length of Samantha's dresses. You know, she makes sure that the cleavage is not, even though
on her slip.
She have.
You don't want no see-through.
Right. Yeah. But one thing in particular that I love is I mentioned on the first part 1 that Samantha is a praise dancer. I shared that with them.
Yes.
And my mother, I think that the love for arts, my middle daughter talked about this. I think it comes from my mom, because you really were into the arts. Like, what kind of arts were you into?
I love the arts, the acting, the singing, the dancing, anything that was art. I especially liked dancing as a child. I didn't get to do the church dancing, like they have praise dancing now. I didn't get a chance to do that because we didn't have praise dance when I was a child, but I had the dance in me. So so I did I wasn't always like in church, a woman of faith. I was a kid. So I did the secular dances and taught the whole neighborhood, all the new dances.
That's that teacher.
And my mom used to say, my goodness, you just dance so hard. Because I just love dancing. So with Samantha, with her dancing, the love of dancing is still in me. So I want to see her do well.
Yeah. So my mother, she was very instrumental in making sure that Samantha knew her part, and that she understood that the ministry of dance is a ministry, but it's worship, you know, and she prayed over Samantha. She practiced with Samantha continuously. And sometimes I would hear her in there with Samantha and she'd be like, no, you hear them hands clap. No, Samantha, you have to do it this. I'd be like, oh, my little Samantha. But when Samantha get up, you can just see the anointing that just falls over Samantha. And it's because of the training and the love and the teaching that my mother poured into her. Her love for dancing, you could just see it transmit over to Samantha. It makes
Samantha love it too.
Yes.
She, in the midst of the hard training and teaching, she's willing. Sometimes she'd be a little tired, but she's very grateful because in her little soul, it's in her that she loved dance, and the Lord has anointed her to dance. So she's got that drawing to that hard teaching. Yeah, you know, I know you probably feel sorry for her. Is she all right though?
Yeah, I believe. I know she'd be all right because
you give me a hug.
Yeah, and you love her, and then she'd be looking forward to the next practice. You know, are we practicing tonight, Nana? You know, she'll ask, but I love what the exchange between you and Samantha, because it's it makes me think of that scripture, the Titus 2 woman, how you teach Samantha, you know, the word of God, how to be graceful, the important things. You know, she makes sure Samantha go to Sunday school. She's just a very intricate part of Samantha's spiritual development, as was my grandmother to me. My grandmother, Kate T. Brown, God rest her soul. She was a praying woman, you know, and through watching her life, I learned how to pray, you know. So when you think about grandmama, that's what I call her, grandmama. What are some of the memories that you have about your mom?
My mom, Lady Kate T. Brown,
yes,
like you said, was a woman of faith. And what I learned from her is, don't throw away the fragments. When you think that you don't have anything, she taught us that you do have something, that we are worthy to be loved by God. That was very, very, very important to know, that we were worthy to be loved by God. We were worthy to receive things in life, you know, what life had to offer. We were worthy to go and to receive those things. She taught us about, you know, when life takes a turn, and it's, you know, we have our paths that we think we're going to walk, but we're not in charge of anything. And paths, they change. To us, they change. But it was already on the agenda. And she teaches us that, she taught us that just because your path seems to go in a different way, that doesn't mean you're on the wrong path. You know. She taught us also, which my pastor says often, our pastor, valleys, when you're in the valley, that's just a upside down mountain. Yeah. And there's the lily in the valley. So we know there's life in the valley, wherever we are. So she taught us to have hope. She didn't render us hopeless, you know, whatever happened in life. Like, you know, when, well, I don't know if I'm getting ahead of myself or whatever. When when I had you, and like I turned 17 the next month, and so of course I didn't have a job, but she made me to understand, Because I didn't want to get the welfare, the food stamps, because I, thought, because we never had that in the house. So I just kind of thought, that wouldn't be cool to get. But she talked to me and said, you need to get that. It's not like you stay on it, but we pay taxes. She was talking about her and granddaddy. We pay taxes into the system all these years, and I'm going to need you to get some of that money back. So, she didn't make me feel bad about where I was.
Yeah.
But also telling me that I can aspire to, I don't need to stay there, but don't feel bad about being there.
Right.
And then just move on. As time permit, just move on. To have patience with yourself. Don't beat up on yourself. So because you can't change the moment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, yeah, she taught her, I learned that I was worthy of a lot of stuff. She also helped me. She's a great singer.
Yes.
Oh, she could sing.
She used to sing at the cantata. Yeah.
Bethesda Temple Church.
Oh, she had like an opera pitch.
Yes, yes. Yeah. Awesome voice.
And it trickled down the generations. My mom is a wonderful singer. I'm a wonderful singer, and we have so many other wonderful singers in our family. But go ahead.
She with that voice. I didn't know I could sing until I was maybe 29, 28. Never really thought, because when I was in the little kids choir, I was always in the wrong section.
What did they have you in?
I hopped in the easiest section, the altos.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't want to be in soprano, but I didn't learn until I was about 28 that I was a soprano and that my voice was something like hers. And so when she learned that, she started putting me up to sing in her place. When people would ask me to sing, ask her to sing, and she would say, "Go on up there," and they say, "Oh, we calling for Sister Kate Brown to come up, Sister Brown." And I say, "They not looking for me. They ain't looking for me." She was like, "Go ahead." That's why I sang a lot of her songs. Because I listened to her, and she's the one that helped me to get out there and sing. And she was just like a on-the-job trainer.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I talked about that in part one about the training. Man, something you said, I love how it was not just one or two of y'all.
Oh, child.
And that the value and the such enriched things that you remember. How many of y'all is it?
Well, it was 10 of us to start out. 3 are deceased. 2 were deceased at babies. So she, raised 8 of us. But not only did she raise the 8 of us, she came from a family that had like 18 children.
Yes.
And she
Huge
was the
family.
top. She was the
second
oldest girl, the third oldest.
Oh, the third oldest.
Yeah, she had a brother and a sister that was older than her.
Yeah.
She had to do a lot of taking care of children. Then she got married at 15.
15.
Had children. And so, we were not by far the only children. Her younger brothers and sisters were like the ages of us.
Yeah.
So she was like mother to them too.
Yeah.
But she's a great mom. Sacrificed a lot. She could have been a famous singer, but she decided, she was offered that, but she decided to stay with her family, with her children. She wanted to raise her children. That's a great sacrifice.
It is, and she instilled such great values, that are still being shared with generations that she haven't even seen.
Love family.
We continue to gather. Prayer. My life is built on prayer. My mother is a prayer warrior. And then just serving the Lord. She was the first lady in a church, but before they became pastors of their own church, she served at our childhood church, Bethesda, serving on the the sisterhood ministry.
Making those flowers on Mother's Day.
She would make cakes and she would pray for people. Like I still see that in us, in our family, and it's like whatever church we go to, we become a part of, we automatically get into like leadership roles.
We do.
And we serve. And we can try to hide. Yeah. And it's like we're just sniffed out. Like we know who you guys are, you know. But it's because of what was instilled in us through my grandmother.
Yes.
You know, she was such an eloquent lady. Very stylish, very graceful, very beautiful. She was a full figure thickie like me, you know, but she didn't let that get her down. She wore her big hats and her
Called the hat lady.
man, and them hats was something else. You know, I remember going shopping with her one time for a hat, and it was we was down there for about a couple of hours. Yes. I don't like the way this one. He got to tilt this way, and they knew her, Lady Kate. You know, and they loved to see her coming because of her heart. You know, and so I remember my mom. Not to put a downer on our talk, but like at my grandmother's homegoing, you know, I always looked at my mom. We're not that far apart. She's going to tell y'all the story about my birth and all that. But just seeing my mother get up and sing at her mother's homegoing celebration, like the bravery. I don't know if I could do that. I mean, I'm pretty sure because my mom has trained me to be strong, but to still be vulnerable at times. But when I watched her sing at my grandmother's funeral, like it just encouraged me, like what that servitude, even though she was experiencing the loss of her mother, she still got up and she served God. She gave a tribute to her mother, singing her song, "Great Is Thy Faithfulness." You know, she didn't let what she was going through get in the way of what she needed to do. And it blessed a lot of people. And I see that constantly in her life, you know, her serving, you know, even sometimes when she, you know, I hear things that other people don't hear, when she don't really feel like it, but she does it. And she does it with a spirit of excellence. And I love that about my mother because, like, my mother had me when you was 16 and you turned 17 the next month. And she had dreams and aspirations, and I feel like she's still living out those dreams. It may not be on a grandiose scale or whatever, but my mother is a playwright. She has put on productions through several churches where she's had actors, she's had a cast, and you know, she wrote the play from beginning to end like several times, and she does skits. So her love for drama and the arts is still coming out, you know, in her life, you know, even through her great grandson. She helps him. He recently had an Easter speech. Oh my God, I think I might share the Easter speech. I'm gonna show you all the video, but she worked with him and he got that speech. And so when it was his time to do the speech at church, she was just she came out the choir stand. She wanted him to see her, and he got up. The name of my speech, he said his speech. I'm going to show y'all the clip. Watch this clip and watch him do his speech. So,
the name of my speech is Receive Him.
Okay. Come on,
You can believe I'm God's only son who wants to take your sins away. He's patiently waiting for you to come. Won't you believe and receive Him today?
Boy, you better speak. You better say it. You better say that.
So you see him doing his speech, and it was my mother who trained him to speak up, assert yourself, be confident. Like, she is walking in her gift every day. The people in the choir, they call my mom, they talk sound wisdom. Like, even though she had just 3 children, she is a mother to many. Like, I love my mother because she's just such a great woman of God, and she's a product of walking by faith. So when you found out you was pregnant with me, what was that conversation like with you and God?
And I want to just double back just for 1 minute.
Sure.
At the funeral, I was able to do that because I knew that's what she would have wanted. I could hear her saying, "Go ahead, Ruth.
Yeah.
You can do it."
Yeah.
Like she always, say. So I I did that because I knew that's what she would have wanted. My head was just, like you said, we were in a low place.
Yeah.
But because I knew she would have wanted that, the Lord strengthened me because He knew I wanted to serve in that way for her.
Yeah.
So thank you, B. So your question was?
My question is, so we have nicknames. So my nickname is B. So if y'all hear her calling me B,
right.
And then her nickname is Rudy, but she my mama. I call her mama. But my question was, you found out you're pregnant, you're 16. What was that like? What was the conversation in your mind with God and just that whole thing? And how did we arrive to you being, she's been my mother for 46 years, y'all. Y'all hear people in the church say, he's been pastoring for 50 years. She's been my mother for 46 years. So tell the people about that experience as a young teen mom.
Yeah, being a young teen mom, that was quite scary. That was a scary experience, knowing that this is something you've never experienced before, and being in the church and even out of the church, you need to being pregnant, having a child. The best idea is to have mom and dad in the home. That's the way it should be. Can't always be that way, but especially in the church, I knew I had to hide. So I had to stop going to church because, couldn't let the people see you pregnant, and plus the parents weren't going to let you go to church to see the people. So I experienced a lot of shame, when I was pregnant. And then the shame never really left. But then after I experienced all of that, I started wondering, what do I have to offer a child? And in my eyes, I had nothing. Because, you're 16, you don't have a job. You live at home, you need to finish school. You don't have anything to offer. That was in my eyes. And so it was, in my mind, I thought, I can give B, which I didn't know it was B at the time, give this child to a family. In my mind, I had this wonderful family in my mind that I could give the child to that had all these things that she would need. But I was only thinking on a material level of what I had material, but I'm young. So that's all I can think about is what I have in my hand materially. I'm not thinking any other way. So I was struggling with that, and I had told my grandmama that that's what I was thinking on. And she never judged me. She never said, oh, you shouldn't do that, or yeah, you should. Now keep in mind, she's got a house full of kids,
right?
And some of the other children have children on top of her children, and some of the children that was married came back to the house because she's got a crowded house. Yeah. So it would have been easy for her to say, "Oh well, yeah, you go ahead and do that," because it would have been probably easier on them. Right. But she didn't say a word. Even granddaddy, but I could feel their prayers that they were praying to God. They were almost like walking tiptoe around me, like they didn't say anything. Like they didn't bring it up, but I could tell that they were praying that this child, my B, would be a part of this family. I felt that prayer, and God let me feel that prayer and the gentleness that they showed toward me. They got all these other kids and grandkids, but the gentleness they showed, the care and the exactness. Just not tip her over, and and I could feel God. I feel Him when I talk about it. That He had it so balanced. It was a unique balance, and then He spoke to me. He didn't have them come to me and say, well, this is what you should do. They never, but I could feel what they were praying. And then God spoke to me and said, if you give the child to someone else, He was showing me what I had now, then the child would never know me. He was exposing to me what I have. You have me. Yeah. Therefore, I'm everything. Yeah. So you have everything. You just don't know what you have. Yeah. Let me tell you what you have. You have me, and I'm everything. And that just brought a calm. And I thought, wow, I didn't think I had anything.
Right.
But he showed me I had everything.
Wow.
So I went and told, mom and dad, and they were like, yeah. And so my mom was crazy about B.
Yes, she was.
B is my mother's twin. Oh my God. Yeah, she's crazy about her. Oh, but she named her Tissel B. Where's my Tissel B? And she get her B and rock her. But yeah, it was, the Lord spoke to me and let me know you have me. I want you to teach this child about me. You got everything, but you think you have nothing.
Yeah.
But he have to speak to us and let us know, because we don't know what we have.
Right.
Sometimes we don't think we have anything.
Right, yeah.
But he'll let us know, you got me and I'm everything.
And I'm so grateful, that he told my mother that, because my life has been one journey of faith, and I appreciate her keeping me and loving me the way she has. Like my mother, we sing together. She's the soprano, I'm the alto.
Yep.
We are always talking about something. We joke together. It's just natural. Like we're friends. Sometimes if we get in a little tiff or whatever, maybe have misunderstanding, and we just back out in our little corners, and then we peek our head out. Is it safe? Is you sane?
Yeah.
But we always come around.
We do.
And that's how it's been through the years with my mother. She's my biggest cheerleader, like with my business. Like she is an editor out of this world. So if y'all have books or whatever, she edit things for me. She's just very helpful, very loving. And when my oldest daughter, who you all met, when she became pregnant at the age of 16, it was my mother, who took her into her house. And she didn't make her feel bad. She took care of her. She taught her how to take care of herself. She treated her like royalty. Whatever Mania wanted or needed, my mother. That's her first grandbaby. And so we be crazy.
Nudie.
Yeah, we be crazy about that. Nudie, that's her name. I told you we all got nicknames. But she's crazy about her. And she took her in and loved on her and saw her through that. And that's the type of spirit my mother has. She has a mothering spirit. So when we come back after this break, we're going to talk a little bit about the teen mom experience. And I want my mom to share some wisdom with teen moms or mothers who feel like, I don't have anything to offer my child. I want her to impart into you what you do have to offer. So come back with us after the break. We'll be back soon.
Right.
I dared to dream. I dared to dream and decided to move full steam ahead and make something beautiful. Even when it seemed as though my faith was being rent and my hope was tearing at the seams, I pushed, persevered, and prayed my way through, because in my heart I knew God had a purpose and a plan for me. A purpose and plan that sometimes my natural eyes couldn't see. I dared to dream, and what started as a mustard seed of faith grew into a tree of permanence, produced from the substance of homelessness, heartbreak, and hell, infiltration of cancer cells, blood transfusions, marital confusion, depression, repossession, betrayal, being left to die, and many tearful nights asking God why. I dared to dream, even when things felt impossible. In the mirror, I saw her, the weary empress, the worried queen, and was instantly reminded that at my very being, I am pristine, I am supreme. Yet, with teary eyes and a desperate heart, I softly screamed, God, I don't feel as though I can make it. The things that are coming at me, I don't think I can take it. God said, daughter, I know life feels extreme, but I want you to know you were made for this dream. So, aligning my heart to God's vision, Fully embracing His provision, I started to gleam. I morphed into the dream that I dared to dream. So dare to dream. Dare to dream and create a central theme of abundance, prosperity, and joy. On fearful nights, let faith be your guiding light. Walk through every door of opportunity because you are worthy. Yes, you are worthy. Move out of your comfort zone. Pursue the unknown. Release toxicity in all forms and anything that harms the dream. Live your dream. There will be days you'll want to scream. You'll deal with low self-esteem and cry tear streams. But remember, you have what it takes. Your dream was created for you and you for it. You got this. So swim. Swim upstream. Live your dream. Feel your dream. Be your dream. Love your dream. Dare to dream. Dare to dream. All right, welcome back everyone to the day I found myself, this special Mother's Day show where I am joined by my eloquent, beautiful, illustrious mother, Ruth. And we've just been talking about her mother, her becoming a mother, and just life in general. She shared that, she had me when she was in her teens and the experience of that. And so I just wanted my mom to share wisdom with any young lady out there who has found herself pregnant and you're scared and you feel like you probably don't have anything to offer your child. What would you say to that young lady, Ma?
Well, I would say, first of all, life doesn't end there. That's not the end. Mm-hmm. It's the beginning of a journey. Because we can think that that's the end because we don't know what we have. We don't know what we have. I would say develop a relationship with God. That is the thing that will carry you through. Having a relationship with the Lord, He will lead and guide you. Knowing the Lord is knowing the author of tomorrow. So you don't have to worry about tomorrow because you know the author. He writes the script.
Yes.
He writes that out. He has a journey. He has a path that He has set for everyone, and you are included. He knows the path that you take. He knows all your thoughts, the down-sitting, your uprising. He knows the thoughts that He has toward you, and the thoughts that He has toward you is good. He doesn't come to condemn you. He wants to lift you up and lead you in a path where all things that happen in your life will work together for good.
Yes.
He wants your life to be good, and it can be good. That is His desire. That's your desire. As you get to know the Lord and you get to talking to Him and you get to know Him and He speaks to you, He'll teach you His voice, and He speaks in many ways. He can speak to you through His word. He can speak to you through billboards. He can speak to you through dreams.
Yes.
He can speak to you through feelings and unctions. He will guide and protect you. He is your safe place, you and your child. Don't despair. You don't have to despair. You don't have to kill yourself.
Yes.
You don't have to feel that you're alone. God is with you.
Yeah.
You are never alone. He is with you, and He has angels that are assigned to your life to keep you in all of your ways. He has a plan for your life. You don't really know the plan. That's why you have to seek the author, which is God, Jesus Christ. You seek him and he will lead and guide you, and he will not steer you wrong. He'll steer you exactly where you need to be in this life. He will bless you in this life. We get some blessings in this life. We get a lot of blessings in this life. We just have to know how to ask the blesser. We can ask him to bless us. You can ask him, I want this or I want that, and he will do according to his will what is best for your life. But he wants you to have a good life. You are not hopeless.
Yeah.
You're not finished. You're not a wash up.
Right.
You're not a failure. You're not the one who's stupid.
Yeah.
It's none of that. It's none of that. The Lord knows all.
Yes.
And all of our lives, we have changes, our courses, they go different ways, and we think it's a change. It's part of our journey. And you will learn from this journey, and it will be a blessing to you. And I would say, to top that off, have a grateful heart. Be grateful. You can say to yourself, I don't know what I can be grateful for. I'm in this dilemma. Be grateful that you are sane. Be grateful that you feel that you're in a dilemma. Be grateful to know that you think you know where you are, that you're able to process.
Yeah.
Be grateful that you can hear. Be grateful for the small things. Have a grateful mind. It will help your body to be more healthy.
Yeah.
It will help your child. All things that you offer to your child that you have to offer, they are not things that can be bought.
Right. Oh,
you
that's
can
good.
offer love.
That's good.
You can offer patience. You can offer gentleness, kindness. You can teach them how to share. There's so many things that you can impart. It's not what you have physically, money and everything. The Lord will supply all your need. As you follow the author, as you get to know him, he will put stuff in your path, people in your path to help you. One thing for sure, God has a love called the agape love. This love doesn't change according to your actions. He will always love you. He wants you to come. You are accepted in the beloved. You are always loved by God. You must remember that you are always loved by God. You can always talk to him. He will never turn on you. All of your answers are found in him. It's not always the material things. He gives us material things that we need, because we do need material things. But we have to look and see. It's not I need so much of overabundance. We be grateful for the small things, and he will increase us at his will. Godliness with contentment is great gain. That's the greatest gain we can have. To have peace and be content in God and have faith in him. He gives all of us a measure of faith, and you have a measure of faith too.
Yes.
He has given you a measure of faith, and he will teach you how to walk in it.
Yes.
Just know you're never alone.
Yes.
You can talk to God. You don't have to go through anybody else. Turn on your bed at night while you're driving in your car, walking down the street. You can speak to him. He will hear you. And he said not only he will hear you, but he will help.
Yes.
I will hear and help. Don't think you have nothing. You have everything. Turn to the Lord. He is the supplier of all of your need, and he will never forsake you or your child or children. He knows the path that you take. He is not surprised and, oh, I was surprised. I know you was going to do that. He's the God that knows everything and is able to supply all your need. I encourage you to be encouraged and lift up your head. You're going to be able to help someone else.
Yes.
Because of what you're going through.
Yes.
You're going to be able to help, and you're going to know what you're talking about.
Yes.
And you're going to be able maybe to help someone from going into deep depression.
Yes.
And if you have been in depression, I have been in depression. He is able to bring you out. Whatever you're experiencing, if you went and said, oh, I can't deal with life, I got to have me something to drink, he's able to deliver an alcoholic, drug addict, whatever it is that life offers you or you think you need to get to soothe and comfort yourself. The Lord knows how to deliver you from temporary comfort and give you everlasting comfort and peace and joy. He wants you to have that.
Yes.
Come unto me, he said, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, that I will give you rest. I'll give you the rest. You can rest in him.
Yes.
The faith that he has given you, he will help you to rest in him. So I say, your life doesn't end now. It's just beginning the new journey of you had children for a while. This is a new journey, but the Lord will lead you and guide you into all truth, and he will give you peace.
Yes.
People try to buy peace in the bottle and in the drug, but peace comes from God.
Yeah.
And his presence. I pray his presence will be with you, and you'll look back and say, oh, I'm better now. You'll look back and say, things I prayed for and asked him for, it's happened.
Yeah.
Be careful to be grateful and be watchful, because sometimes he'll do things and we'll miss it. And he's done it, but he didn't do it in the way that you thought, but he did it to your good. Get excited about your journey.
Yeah.
Get excited about your life.
Yeah.
Because God is at the helm.
That's good.
He's
That's
the master
good.
and knows all things.
That's good. That's some good advice. That's some good advice. And it made me think about the day I found myself being the mom of a teen mom. You know, and so I just want to encourage mothers, parents, of teen parents, you know, people that are pregnant, you know, or have a child. Don't blame yourself. Don't beat yourself up. As my mom was saying, we all have our own path, you know, and we never know what our child's path consists of. But be your child's support system. It could be challenging because you want to be angry, and you are angry, especially, you know, in these times where you have inflation, COVID, just so much stuff going on. And it's, you know, you can be upset about a child or whatever, but there's a blessing in that child. And so, put your anger aside, put your blame aside, and pray for your child and your unborn grandchild, and pray for yourself and ask God to give you wisdom. Those are some of the things that I did when I found myself being the mom of a teen mom, you know, and it was at a very difficult time in our life. But God saw us through, and my grandson will be 9 this year. And so God will see, my little doobie. You guys will get to meet him. He'll have his very own show with his yaya. That's what he calls me. But, you know, God will see you through, just like he saw my mom through. And here I am 46 years later, and she's strong and wise, and she has a very good life, enjoying her retirement, you know, getting to do, you know, what she wants to do with her time. She served her terms in corporate and with us, you know. I have 2 siblings, but my mother looks really good, you know, for her to, not saying she had a rough life, but it's been a life, you know. But she looks good. She's still in her right mind. And her life didn't end when she found out she was expecting me. You know, it took her to another level of faith in God. And this is what I think about. She learned about God being a God of provision. You know, he provided. I think about our upbringing with my mom. We always had nice, clean places to live. My mother was a protector of her daughters. My mother was smart with how she parented us. She would tell us, y'all friends can come over. You know, I even cook something, you know, and we would be like, man, that's so nice of her. And so I think later in life, I asked her why she used to do it. She said, because I wanted to know where y'all was and that y'all was all right. You know, I'm in the other room and I'll be able to hear what's going on. But like my mother was, she was just such a great mother. Like, I love her. I've learned a lot, you know, watching her mother us. And one of the things I wanted to ask you, it was not something I pre-sent to you,
okay.
but like parenting older children. What would you say to people that have adult children? What wisdom would you tell them to stay sane?
Well, yeah, it's one thing you have to do, well, you learn after the fact, that you have to understand that they are growing, that they're getting older. In our minds, they're still
Our babies.
yeah, the little children.
Yep.
But they're growing and they're getting older. They have jobs now, okay? They have children. They're grown.
Yeah.
So you have to like reset in your mind, okay, this is not a child anymore. This is a woman. So I have to deal with her on a different level. I can suggest, but not tell. You know what I'm saying? When you're a little child, you tell them.
Yeah.
But when they're grown, you can suggest, and they don't always have to take your suggestion.
Right.
And you have to learn to be okay with that.
Yeah.
Also, you got to know, too, well, I don't think we ever stop coming to the rescue.
Oh, yeah. We talked about that in the part one.
Yeah. But you have to know kind of when to do it and when not to.
Yeah.
Because they're grown.
Having that balance.
Right. Got to have that balance. If you work in a job as a grown person and you got a pretty good job, and you keep being broke, you know, we're going to talk to you about that.
Right.
and if you don't, you know, and we probably give you a little something.
Yeah.
And then we're going to talk again if you come back now, and then we're going to put some action to it.
Yeah.
If you keep mismanaging your money.
Yeah.
So stop cuddling like they're babies, you know, and let them grow up and respect them.
Yeah.
As grown people.
Yeah.
You know, you have to respect the children as grown people. You can't tell them who to marry. You can suggest and say, I do like this person, I don't like that one, or whatever. But, you know, it's just time for them to go on their journey.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Always praying for them, but you can suggest and not really tell them when they get grown.
Yeah. And I think I'm learning that more and more. You know, sometimes it's tough.
Yeah.
Because you can see what the end's gonna be.
Yeah.
You just be like, baby, please don't go that way. You know, but experience, like there's a song that says experience is a good teacher. There's a lyric in a song. And we all have to experience things. But I thank my mother for just letting me go on my path. You know, it was, you know, she preferred that I not marry a certain person, and you know, she just had to do the Bill Cosby. You know,
Lord.
but what I appreciate is when it was over, she was there. You know, and it wasn't an "I told you so" there. You know, it was just like, oh.
You're back.
Let me wipe up your little wounds or whatever. And you need that, you know, as a mom. And so it's so many things I appreciate. What you laughing for?
I was just laughing how, even though you see it, the child can't see it, and I think it's because it's part of their journey. They just have to walk it out.
It just be like that.
No, you see, go in the room, close the door, get ready to get on my knees because I can't do anything else. Yeah. And I thank her for the prayers because, man, just some of the things, you know. And one of the things my mom, I mean, she just beat her. I remember when I was, she came and picked me up from the hospital after the cancer experience. She was there. I mean, I can't imagine. Manaya, she had asthma, and we had a experience where she was having a really severe attack. And I called
on the Lord. I called the angels and I could feel them there. And so I can't imagine how difficult it is to see your baby, at a point of life where you really just got to put them in the hands of the Lord. But just like with that whole cancer thing, like my mother, she was very quiet, but I knew she was praying. And she was always there. Like I don't want to get choked up, but she's always been there. She's always there to, if you ready to laugh, crack a joke, bust a move, dance, whatever it is, she's there. Just support, and I just love you. I appreciate you. Like, I value what we have, our friendship and just the integrity of it, the honesty that we're able to share, and just your support. Like with my business, Dare to Dream. She will, get the kids. I do a bedtime stories Sunday through Thursday. She'll let them come in there. They'll watch something, The Jeffersons or Good Times. Like, they get that good stuff. It's like Steve Harvey. They watch those good, wholesome shows, and they have these memories like I had with my grandmother. They'll have these memories that they can carry into their adult life, like the popcorn popper. Lord, that is my mama's thing. And they hear that popcorn popper. Nana, I want some popcorn. And she don't tell them no. She sit there, she give them I remember one time I told them, no, they can't have no popcorn. It's time for them to go to bed. She was like, well, can I just ask why? I mean, they used to having the popcorn, and I mean, it ain't gonna take them long to eat it, and you're just like, really, why can't they have it? But she advocates for the children. She's very instrumental in our children's ministry at church. Like, she has a heart for the kids, and her prophetic anointing is so powerful. She's a dreamer. She sees things. I mean, to be up under this, has really helped and shaped me into the woman of faith that I am, the go-getter that I am. She may not be on billboards and all of that, but she is powerful in the areas where God has placed her. She's a great writer, a great leader. And I'm just grateful for my mother. Like, some people have horrible relationships with their mother, or none, or their mom is gone and they didn't get to, tell her this or that. But I love, right now I'm staying with my mother. I love being able to wake up and hear her moving, and just, good morning, Ma. Yeah. Or when the kids be gone, sometimes we'll sit and eat dinner together and watch a movie, and we could talk for hours. Like, you wouldn't even think we live together, because we could just talk for hours. But I'm thankful that God chose you to be my mother.
Amen. He definitely chose me.
He knew who to give to me, and he knew who to give to you.
Yep.
Sure
did, B.
So I'm proud of you for never giving up on your dreams. She's going to be in a play, or she's doing something with Bethesda for Juneteenth, using this beautiful voice that she has. She has a beautiful speaking voice and singing voice, but the opportunities are endless, and she keeps saying yes. She just finished school. Didn't you finish ministerial school? So she'll be an ordained elder. And I mean, she just keeps going after her things, and she don't make a lot of noise. She just moves with grace. She just be doing it, And I'm proud of my mama for that. I'm proud. Like, her house, she has a very nice house. She shares her house with her family. We just had Easter dinner over there. Like, I'm just proud of my mom, and I'm just grateful, for you. So what are you proud of me for, Mom?
Sure, B. Can I hug on the side?
Yes, yes. I love you, Mama.
Thank you, BB. That's my B. As you know. Well, so many things I'm proud of you for, B.
Oh.
I wanted to say something right quick about the changing times, talking to the people with the children.
Yeah.
The single parents. When you say single parents, man or lady.
Yeah.
The times have changed, but God has not.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
So you can always depend on him. He's unchangeable, omnipresent. He's everywhere, omnipotent, all powerful.
Yeah.
Okay? Omniscient, all-seeing. The times change, but remember, he's not in time.
That's right.
He sees everything, the
Yes.
end from the beginning. Nothing is a surprise to him. So he
Amen.
got your back, coming and going.
That's good. That's
Remember
good.
that.
That's good.
What I'm proud of, my B, just so many things. I'm proud of your growth. You grow. You have been. I'm thinking about you when you was a little child, and you used to get bullied. You remember that?
I do. Yes.
And on one street we were staying on, the little girl was bullying you, and I don't think they knew I was at home. I was at home that day for some reason. And I came outside and I went down to their house. And I knew it was a bunch of them that lived down there, but I didn't care. I was ready to fight for my B. Because I knew that you weren't the type that went around picking fights.
Right.
So I felt safe to protect you, to stand up for you. I knew I wasn't going to protect somebody who was lying. Well, I have to sift through it and say, did you start that? I knew you didn't start that. That was your personality from a little child. Always kind of quiet, very serious. When we saw on the video, I saw in a video a couple of kids that was on the video, and they were playing in church. They say, not little kids, your age.
Yeah.
You know, Erica and Fred playing in church, and you sitting there like an old lady. You're only
About
Fred
8.
and you was the same age.
Yeah, about 8.
Yeah, and you just kind of chewing your gum. You kind of looked at them, and then you said, "Stop that! Stop!" You would have thought that you were older.
Yeah.
But you always had that way about you.
Oh God.
Serious, quiet, watching, and strategizing.
Thinking that sausage.
I'm thinking about that sausage.
Oh my God.
Have you ever told them the sausage?
No, I have not.
She was a strategist from when she was a little kid. Now she had to be maybe 2 or 3 because you could barely reach the table in the dining room, so you're small and you had to get up there and look. So my dad, her granddad, was eating breakfast on a Saturday morning. And he was in the family back then. The father, he was the main breadwinner, and we fed the father, first. It was other food in there, but you might not get all the items that was on the father's plate.
Right.
And we probably wasn't gonna get any sausage. You might get the egg and the grits and like that, which that was good enough. But she wanted some sausage. So she asked her granddad very nicely, walked up to the table, "Granddaddy, can I have a piece of your sausage?" He said, "No, baby." And yeah, she was quite disappointed. And then she came back and she asked very nicely, so she gave him a chance to share. It ain't like she took it, just the way she is now. She gave him a chance to share. And she came back up and she asked for a little bit of sausage. He said no, so she stayed. The first time she walked away, she came back. This time she stayed. Strategy. She looked and she watched, and she was watching, you know how you eat? Watching that hand-to-mouth coordination to know when she could grab that sausage. And when he lifted his hand, she grabbed it and she started running down the hallway. And he jumped up, "Hey, baby!" And he ran after her and he caught her. And he took the sausage back. And she felt so defeated. Started crying. But she didn't give up. That's just like now. Came back into the living room, sat down on the couch. She probably was thinking. Went back up to him and asked him again nicely. I don't know what he was thinking. But she keep coming to me. She was determined, just like she is now. She asked him again, "Granddaddy, may I have one of your sausages? A little sausage link." "No, baby." By this time, he getting frustrated. Well, she was still determined. So again, he probably didn't think she was going to try it again.
Right.
watch that hand coordination when you lift that up. That's just the sausage. You lift it up. Okay, okay, the difference now, she ran, but she ate it while she was running. So she would not lose her reward.
Oh my God.
He came after her just as before, but she had eaten it. It was in her mouth. I'm sure he couldn't get it back. I never forgot that.
Oh my God.
She's a great strategist. That started early, that strategizing.
Yeah.
To get, I asked you. I didn't take it. I asked you, don't you want to share with me? I share with you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to share with me?
Right, right.
I'm going to need a piece of that sausage.
Right.
And so I won't lose my reward. I got to consume it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm proud of B. I'm proud of you for your tenacity. In life, it brings a lot of hurts and pains. Mm-hmm. And you've had a lot of hurts and pains, but I see how you grow through each of those things, how you grow. Mm. And you grow. How your self-esteem has come up through God. Mm-hmm. It used to be a time you didn't really know how to. You ask a question and then you answer it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you've been working on that. Yeah. It's like if I say, "Can I have it?" Oh, you probably won't let me have it. Mm-hmm. But you are working. You work to be better. Yeah. And you help other people to be better. Your love and your capacity to love, it can almost make people think you a pushover. Yeah. Before they get to know you. Yeah. And it's not like they're using you. I'm doing this because I want to. Yeah. And it's a terrible thing that you think that you're using me. Yeah. Because when I find out you're thinking that way, I'm going to have to let you go. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But she loves to care for people. Yeah. You try to encompass. I remember when you first came to the house and you were saying, I got date night for Carson, I got date night for Samantha, I got date night for Manias. Okay, I was like, all those different nights, you're gonna kill yourself. I say, lump them together. Yeah. But she tried to make everybody feel special. Yeah. So that's why all of them had their own little times, and everything. But as time went on, she kind of lumped them together because, child, you had to have a date night for Cynthia somewhere in there. Yeah. I like how you like to travel. Oh, yeah. And explore. Mm-hmm. And you don't have to have a traveling companion. Mm-hmm. How you meet other people, like people in other countries. Mm-hmm. You're not afraid to talk to people and get to know other people. And your little way of getting to, well, not your little way, but your gentle way of getting to the core instead of the surface. Yeah. Why am I, and you maybe somebody's upset and you'll say, well, you shouldn't be upset. Why are you so mad? And why are you upset? And then you just like peeling layer after layer to get to the real reason. Yeah. You know how to get to the problems. You're a counselor, just like Grandmama. She was called the Rose. Yep. She was, yeah. So you're a gentle little rose, just like Grandmama, getting to. I'm always proud of growth. Yeah. And your tenacity. Yeah. And how you just try to. That's why I helped you so much, because I see you trying to do, and it's like there is no way that one person can do all of this. You can't like do this, that, and the other, come home, help with the homework, cook the food. That's why I try to get in, and sometimes I feel like I just be doing too much. Not doing too much, like I'm doing too much, but I don't be wanting to overstep, but I be seeing so much need. Yeah. 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 Like, yeah. But because you do so much and you help so many people and you've come through depression. Yes. And you have your right mind. Yes. You could have chose just to flip out. Check out. Yep. And never be in this place. Because it's a hard place. Yeah. But then, like you say, prayer is your stabilizer. Yes. And the Word of God. I like how you pray. Yeah. It's honest prayers, not prayers of pseudo prayers.
Yeah.
You know, but
Yeah.
it's honest prayers. When you pray for other people, it's prayers and you say things that people wouldn't think of to say out loud, even though it might be in their heart.
Yeah.
They don't say it out loud.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you say it out loud, and it represents the realness of God knowing our real state.
Yeah.
We don't have to pretend with Him. He sends somebody along that pray real prayers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I
Not
do.
the cookie
Yeah.
cutter prayer,
Yeah.
but a real prayer.
Yeah.
Prayers that people are thinking. I've heard you pray for people on the prayer line, in our choir and on the prayer line, and even pray with me. It's real prayers of our real inner, what we're really feeling. No pretense.
God.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like you're a safe place for a lot of people.
Amen.
They feel safe with you, B.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot
Thank
of people
you.
feel safe with you, B,
Yeah.
because you ain't gonna turn on them. You know, you tell them what's good. You know, help them out and everything. I ain't gonna turn on you, but if you don't obey, I'm not gonna wear myself out.
Right.
See you later.
Right. Right.
And I love you.
Yeah. And I mean it.
Bye.
I
mean it.
Yeah.
You know, you need to follow. You know, if you're not gonna follow, you're not a silly woman. They say in the Bible, silly women. Where you just keep saying, well, I must just give myself. Well, they wearing you out. They ain't even following the rule. Well, I got to wait a minute. We got a plan. You got a plan. You set that plan. You come back. Have you done that we talked about? Well, no. Well, you need to go do that. I'm going to pray for you that you will. But until you do that, ain't no more steps.
Say no more steps.
Yep. See you later.
Follow steps 1 through 4
follow the
first.
steps, you know. But it's a blessing. You've always had it in you.
Yeah.
And you know what? Another thing I'm proud of you for, that you learn is not particular people. Sometimes we can think it's certain people that we need to get our finances from,
Right.
our blessings, but God is showing you, I'll do it. I'll do it. And we don't despise. He's teaching you not to despise the day of what we think is small.
Yes. Oh, my.
But that's the foundation.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
building character.
Yeah.
Because if the character doesn't get built, well, you can go on up, you ain't going to stay.
Right. Yep. That's
So he's building the character and he's teaching you, I am your Jehovah Jireh.
Yes.
But so-and-so got, and they, I'm your Jehovah Jireh.
Yeah.
I'll provide. And your provision come from unlikely places.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
It does. It
And
really
so,
does.
yeah, I'm just proud of you for walking in your faith.
Yeah.
And all of that, you know, you read your word and
I
you
do.
impart
I
it
love
to
it.
others,
Yes.
and the little bedtime stories. And I say little, you know how people say little. We shouldn't say little.
Right.
The bedtime stories that encourage people's soul. I like how you embraced Michael Upchurch when Michael Upchurch didn't give much. But you took the little that he gave, and then you knew how to put him in where he need to be. And I saw how you learned how to expect what you could receive, not what you thought he could give at first, because you found out he don't have it.
Yeah.
And then you didn't stay in an angry place because he didn't have. You worked through it.
Yeah.
The forgiveness and all of that.
Yeah.
Because we should be able to expect certain things, but when you find out people don't have it, I like how you don't hold them to it. Well, I asked you for $1 million, but you ain't got but $2 million. I can get. I mean, what I'm gonna do? Beat you to death till you get $1 million?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I like how you gave him grace. How you talked to him and didn't, you didn't oust him because of anger. You might have said, well, I ain't talking to him today, he's talking foolish, but it wasn't out of hatred or unforgiveness and all that. You gave him grace.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that same grace come back to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
God watch all that stuff. how we
never
treat
forgets.
people. He don't forget.
Yeah.
And you know,
That's good.
you just learn that. I've seen you learn that your blessings don't always come from the people who you give to.
Yep.
It's not like I'm gonna give you that, and now you got to give me something back. You have learned I could give you something, and you may never give me nothing.
Yep.
Can't get mad at you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just can't give me nothing.
Yeah.
You know, but
Yeah.
I gave you that. So it's so many lessons I've seen you just become, you know, a woman. And from what grandmama instilled and I and granddaddy
Yes.
and all the tribe.
Yes.
You know, it does take a village. And
Yeah.
you have really grown.
Thank you, Mama.
Such a beautiful, I like, and it could go on and on, but I'm going to make this my last thing.
Okay.
I like how you wear your figure.
Yes.
And you wear clothes that's look good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's full figure eight. That's what I've been with most of my life.
Yeah.
That's what I've been. That's what I accept. To be just walking in, long as you're healthy, your sickness caused you to realize a lot of things.
It did.
And
It
so you
did.
ventured out more and you thought differently and
Yep.
you didn't waste
Yep.
like your
Yes.
mindset.
Yeah.
You can see all of that. You don't waste your thoughts and on this and that. Well, you might think about it, but you don't hold. You know, to the point where it just drag your body down.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I like how you dress. You go out in the morning, you looking nice. You don't save stuff. Well, I'm going to say that to a special case today.
Right.
This is a special
Right,
occasion.
right.
Yeah, I like you, B. You know, it's something to love somebody.
Yeah.
It's different to like somebody.
Yeah.
And when you love and like them,
Yeah.
that's
That's
great.
good, yeah.
That's very
Aw.
good. Like your little smile and everything.
Thank
Little
you,
B with a little
Mom.
bite. I like the color of your hair. I
you.
could be partial because I love you so much
Yeah.
that I don't see a lot of faults. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
love does that.
Yeah.
But, you know, I just love how you just going on. Sometimes I wish you get some rest, though.
Amen.
That's something I wish you would do sometime.
Okay.
I'd be like, tell them no bedtime stories this week. You go to bed.
So I can go to bed.
Right. Up at 4.
Oh
and
my
the string of people late. Light on that room. I hear some mumbling. Up just ministering and doing.
Yeah.
What I pray for you is that God send you help, a team.
Amen. Me
You know,
too.
people that can work with you and
Yeah.
you can rest
Yes.
in the assurance that they have your vision.
I appreciate that because your prayers are powerful. So I look forward with great anticipation for my team to come. Administrative assistant, virtual assistant,
Yeah.
personal assistant,
Yes.
graphic designer. Where are you?
Clothes picker.
Yes, a
have to go
fast.
shopping.
Yes, all of it. This has been so great. Like
Yes.
I want to keep going, but I know that we have to end it at some point. But y'all, I love my mom.
Yes.
This is my friend. She has taught me so many things. I feel like we teach each other things. She's an awesome cook. She's just, a great woman of God. Like, I love her, and I'm glad that I get to spend this Mother's Day with my mother. And so I hope that you have enjoyed the show,
Yes.
this 2-part series, The Day I Found Myself Becoming a Mom. That's the day I found true love. You know, motherhood is such a rewarding journey. It's taxing, you know,
Yes.
but the rewards, you know, when you feel that God is pleased with you,
Yeah.
and how you have taken care of what He's entrusted to you, there's no feeling like that. To know that God is pleased.
That's true.
And to know that God knows that you're doing your very best. Because we're precious in the sight of the Lord. You know, and so when we take care of His children, that honors him. And so I hope you've enjoyed these special shows, and I hope you enjoy this poem that I've prepared just for you. Until next time, everyone, I hope you have a great day on purpose. Bye.
Bye-bye.